good, glorious morning. The sun is out, the humidity is changing a little bit, and I hope that all your knees and hips have quit hurting because I have defied gravity and I have made kind of a mockery of what my science teacher taught me. The bones have been aching. Everybody I've talked to says, oh, does your hip hurt? Uh-huh. Does your knee hurt? Uh-huh. I thought at 3:30 this morning I wouldn't be here because my knee wouldn't give and I couldn't walk. And I'm like, holy cow. This crazy weather has done a number on so many people, but it also does a number on our cooking. And I want to prove to my bestie, Vicki Holyfield, thinks that I am not a genius because I didn't have good grades in science. Well, I proved science to be wrong yesterday because you can't make meringue in bad atmosphere. You can't make it when the humidity is awful. And I did it, and it worked, and it's because I had been talking to my friends from Alabama who came to have lunch with me. And I'm going to show you a picture. This is Shirley. Shirley Newton was getting married years and years and years ago, and Glenda Buckner and I went to Shirley's wedding. That was 1967. We met, and I think 1968 was the wedding. We have been friends since 1967. She and her sweet sister came to visit yesterday. And Glenda had a BLT for lunch, and I said, I can take you where we can buy the best tomatoes in Georgia. And so we went to Shorty Jordan's house, and we got them a bunch of tomatoes. They were so excited about it. But at the same time, we were talking cooking, and I proved a point. Do y'all see that meringue? That was made yesterday afternoon. Do you understand science like I do? No, I don't understand it at all. But I'm telling you, my science teacher said that the atmosphere, pound cakes, they'll fall. Cakes will fall. Things happen because of the atmosphere. That meringue turned out perfect. I don't know how in the world I defied science, but I did. And Vicki will tell y'all, and she'll laugh about it. I'm not really good in science. It's not my thing. That's why my recipes are so weird, because I don't measure much. I just kind of throw it together, and it comes together, and if it sticks, it sticks, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. But the meringue turned out perfect. Now, that just proves a point. Science isn't always right, is it? Well, we proved that with COVID, because they sure blew that one. Boy, did they blow that one. This meringue is so simple, and we're going to have this recipe is going to be in the Pickens County Progress next week. I have already sent the pictures to Angela, and that meringue got a little bit brown because it was too close to the broiler. Now, that's my friend Glenda Buckner Pearson. She grew up in Alabama, Gadsden, Alabama, where I went to visit her mom and daddy, and that's where I learned that if you go to a Church of God and your family is very involved in church, you can play every hymn in the world on a piano, and she and her sister can do that. And it used to drive me crazy because I'd say, I bet you can't play so-and-so, and she'd sit down and play it. I bet you can't play so-and-so, and she'd play it. She can play anything on the piano, and it's all religious music. She did a great job. They have a nephew who has written over 200 gospel songs. An amazingly talented young man, and that's what it's about. That's what it's about, your heritage, your past, and following it forward. And so there's another generation bringing on that great gospel music. I think her mama is probably responsible for me and a lot of other people liking gospel music because you went to their house. That's what you heard was gospel music. Today you're going to hear some great gospel music. I've been trying to get Barry Scott down here. He lives in North Carolina, and he works at a camping place where he sells RVs and motorhomes, and he said, we got to work it out, I've worked it out. He's not here today, but he sent me his music, and so we're going to share his music with you. We're going to share one of the early Heart of the Homes. It was at Harris Farm, probably in the year 2004, 2005. And it was in the kitchen that my breathing got messed up. Every time we worked there, my breathing would get messed up, and my producers would say, you can't breathe, can you? And I said, no, there's something in this house. Well, it had a dirt cellar underneath the house. and that dirt cellar absolutely shut my breathing off. And we have found that I'm very allergic to some things in dirt. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about it. It's very strange to me. But that cellar did the same thing to me that happened to me last year, and it's really, really weird. So there's something about the dirt. So Georgia dirt may not be for everybody. It sure wasn't for me. But these Heart of the Homes, the early ones, were done at Harris Farm. This was a farm built in the early 1835, 1838. Went through many, many transitions, and when I ended up there, I completely remodeled it, double the size of it, changed it to make it basically a shrine to my late husband, which was a bit eccentric because he wasn't here and he didn't ever get to see it, but I had to do it. I don't know why. Sometimes when you become a young widow, you do some stupid stuff, and I probably did that. I should have moved on and bought myself another house, but you do what you do what you think's right, and then you bite the bullet and go on. So it is what it is. But I love that farm. I love that house. I love doing Heart of the Home there. But truly, you can tell that my breathing was really messed up on these. And it's because of the dirt cellar right under where we were working, because the sink, the kitchen, the little island we had there is right over that dirt cellar. And the dirt cellar for country folks was where they kept their canning, where often they stored their vegetables. That's what they did. They kept it cool, and it kept things crisp and fresh, and that works, except it doesn't work if you try to breathe it if you're allergic to it. So today we're going to share some of Barry Scott with you. We are also going to share his music is a bit of his past, because his daddy, y'all know Floyd Scott, you love him. He just celebrated a big, huge birthday, and such a good guy. He and Cassie, Barry's daughter, came out and did some music for me when we first started doing Heart of the Home. They stood on my back porch and they sang, and they had a really good time, and it was wonderful. And it's wonderful to have these archives that we can share with you, because this is part of Barry's past, it's part of his daddy's past, it's part of his daughter's past. That's 3 generations. Now there are 4 generations of them, because his daughter Courtney has children. So those generations, they pick up the talent, they pick up the things that you taught them, whether it be cooking, making meringue for your banana pudding, or whether it be your grandmother's famous pound cake. And one of the things I have done in the articles that I'm doing for the Progress, I'm sharing just little tidbits of family stories, because I learned to cook from some of the best cooks in the world, but none of them measured anything. And so for me to create recipes and give to you, it's been a little tricky, because sometimes I have to go back and redo it. And when I made that banana pudding yesterday, I have a Precious Lady's banana pudding recipe, and then I have my grandmother's recipe, and then I created my own recipe. So sometimes, remember, a recipe is only a beginning, but I have, in the article in the Progress next week, there are going to be 2 banana puddings. There's going to be the old-timey kind that I absolutely love, like my grandmother taught me to make. Then there's going to be the easy one that I came up with one day, because I had cooked dinner and didn't have a dessert, and I thought, I can throw this together, and I did it. And quickly, the kids were fine with, you don't have to make meringue, you can use Cool Whip, you can use this, you can use that, you can improvise. That's what cooking is about. It's adjusting it to your schedule, your time, and what you have in the kitchen. So that's how we do it. Now, with me and chicken salad, I cannot make chicken salad unless there are craisins in the house. My chicken salad must have craisins in it. I think it's a national treasure and a law for me. I have got to have craisins in my chicken salad. So we're going to share part of the program with Barry Scott. And I hope that you will say a prayer for his sweet daddy. His daddy's health is not great, but he just celebrated a big birthday. And Floyd is such a big part of what happened here at ETC, whether it was the Heart Fund music, he was always there. Whether it was the Davis Brothers show, he was always coming by to see them. Admired and loved them so much. And that's what it's about. That's how ETC was founded, was on all these local musicians that are amazing. Now, sadly, Barry lives in North Carolina, about 8 hours away. And if he didn't, he'd be here this morning. But I've got him and you're going to get to see him, and you're going to get to hear some great music by Barry Scott and Second Wind. So sit back, get your second cup of coffee. We're going to take a commercial break, and then we're going to go to some really fun times at Harris Farm, where, yeah, I was having a tough time breathing.
Whether you're in the mood for chicken strips, a delicious burger, our classic banana split, or an upside-down thick blizzard treat, we've got you covered. Hot and fresh food every day, every time. And delicious DQ soft serve make the perfect pair at your favorite place. Not fast food, fan food fast. Your Blue Ridge, Ellijay, and Jasper Dairy Queens are your meet, eat, and treat headquarters.
Thank you for choosing DQ. How may I serve you?
The mountains are calling, and they're closer than you think. Farmers Crossing in Ball Ground offers creekside lots with homes beginning in the 400s. Walking distance to downtown shopping, dining, tennis courts, Calvin Farmer Park, and local events. It also includes a beautiful hike to Long Swamp Creek. Leave the car and the worries behind. Move in by fall 2023. Call Cherie Martin at 404-375-0590 or Evelyn Calhoun at 770-733-0779.
Georgia Medical Treatment Center now has 2 locations to bring you the high-quality holistic care you've come to know and expect. We treat neck, back, and joint pain with chiropractic care and injection-based treatment without the need for surgery or prescription painkillers. Our medical weight loss program can also provide relief while ridding your body of toxins, pounds, and inches while improving your overall health. Call today for a free consultation, 770-345-2000, or go online to georgiamtc.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Whether you're swimming in the sea, or splashing in the pool, making a masterpiece, or just making memories, writing a great American novel, or writing your term paper that's due tomorrow. Whatever you do in life, Farmers is here to protect it. For all your insurance needs, call Donald Curtis in Blue Ridge.
Not long ago, I was reminiscing with my mom. We talked about the day that I was born. She said your dad had always hoped we'd have a son, a boy that he would someday be proud of, someone that he could teach his music to, in hopes that fame and fortune you'd pursue. And though he's never had the chances that you've had, I know he's just as happy to be your dad. Son, you're living out your daddy's dream, and when he hears the crowd applaud his boy, to him it's the greatest thing. So every time you walk out on the stage to sing, Remember, son, you're living out your daddy's dream. And I remember waking up to the sound of static on an AM radio. He'd be listening to the Grand Ole Opry, and he was wishing that someday he could be standing on that stage and singing his hit song, hearing old Grant Turner bring him on. And if he had it to do over again, a country star is what he would have been. And I remember those long practice nights. My dad would keep me up until I got it right. He'd say one more time, then you can go to bed. And I never ever questioned what he said. Now 30 years ago seems like yesterday, since my daddy taught me how to sing and play. And looking back, I'd never want to change a thing, because I know I'm living out my daddy's dream. Son, you're living out your daddy's dream. And when he hears the crowd applaud his boy, to him it's the greatest thing. So every time you walk out on the stage to sing, remember, son, you're living out your daddy's dream. Son, you're living out your daddy's dream. And when he hears the crowd applaud his boy, in his eye there's a gleam. So every time you walk out on the stage to sing, remember, son, you're living out your daddy's dream. And every time you make that flat top guitar ring, remember, son, you're living out your daddy's dream.
When folks stop by Harris Farm, and Barry Scott stopped by today. Hey Barry, come on in. I need you to help me in the kitchen. I'm going to help you. You're going to make chicken salad. Can you make chicken salad?
while you're cooking.
You sing me a song and I'll make chicken salad, okay?
Sounds like a deal to me.
I heard a rumor that you could kiss better than you can cook, so I'm going to trust that rumor. And I'm going to let you sing while I cook. Okay, let's head into the kitchen. I think you'll enjoy this recipe. It's really simple and it's something you can make. I think you can do this. Hi, I'm Cherie Martin. Welcome to Harris Farm and back to Heart of the Home. I love having you visit the farm. I love having folks stop by, and I really love having gospel singers stop by. And today I have a great guest. My friend Barry Scott, that happens to be the ringtone on my phone, is here to visit. And you are on the ringtone on what song?
We Shall Inherit.
We Shall Inherit. I love that. Now, you did that when you were with Doyle Lawson, didn't you?
Yes, I did. About
Yeah,
8 years ago.
that is a great song. And it's kind of one of those catchy tunes. When you hear it, you can't wait to hear the whole song. So, I don't know, can you cook?
I've not been told that I can. I think actually this might work better.
Uh-oh, you kiss better than you cook. Uh-oh, well, I know you're single, so that's a good thing. Ladies, he can't cook, but he kisses better than he cooks. Today, he's going to help me make chicken salad. We've been doing Heart of the Home 18 months now, and it started as a short segment, and kind of like you, I decided, okay, I'm going to go out and we're going to do something a little different. So now we're doing a little bit longer segments, and we're going to incorporate gospel music with it. I want you to be a guest often, so it'll be fun.
We'd love to. Maybe bring the whole band in here someday.
Oh, that'd be great.
Sing to you.
I love your mandolin player. Now, he is a talented young man, isn't he? Yes. And
Very
Joe
talented.
is really good on the banjo. And James Jones, we all know, is
Say no
probably,
more.
the best. Now, when you were with Silver Creek, you and James were together how many years?
We were together about 3 years. It was James and I, James Jones, of course, and then Barry Abernathy, who is now with Mountain Heart. But we had our band together before we actually went on the road professionally.
Yeah. And I was ashamed to tell him I didn't listen to bluegrass music. I only listened to Southern gospel. Yeah. And now I listen to your songs, and I have a 15-year-old who, when you come in, Nick is sitting on the computer, and guess what he's listening to? Barry Scott.
That's unique for a 15-year-old to be listening to that.
Oh, he loves that.
That's awesome.
But you have made an impact on a 15-year-old, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So now we're going to make some chicken salad.
All right.
Number one, because I heard your tummy growl.
It was. I've been living off of a Granny Smith apple for a little while there, so I got to have something else.
That's not good. Now, guys, the ingredients for our chicken salad are chicken breasts that are baked, and we've skinned those and ready to chop those. This is going to be a chunky chicken salad. I don't like grinding it up. I like the chunky. We're going to have celery, pecans, pickle relish, and my favorite, and everybody who knows me knows at my house the pantry is always full of craisins. Something about the craisins. Plus they're good antioxidants, and it's a good quick snack. So, but anyway, and guys, you know I never use anything but Blue Plate mayonnaise. Never. Don't care if it's not on sale. And
Just mayonnaise is good in general.
I'm a bargain shopper, but Blue Plate doesn't even have to be on sale. Now, Barry, the first thing we've done is I already chopped the celery and the pecans and the pickles, and I put a whole jar of pickle relish, and then half a stalk of celery. Do you like celery?
I can eat it. It's not my favorite, but if it's mixed in with something else, yeah.
So we've added our pecans, our pickles, our celery, and then we're going to do the chicken, and we are going to chop it chunky because I just don't like. I want something that's got a little edge on it, and this, you know, you want to feel like you've eaten something besides some mush. So I just do big chunks. I made this last year. The Inspirations came over at Pigeon Forge, and we made this. And we did a program on how you can feed a bunch of guys on a budget. We fed 9 people for 4 days for $100. That was pretty good.
That is awesome, yeah.
That was pretty good. Now, I know Melton Campbell of the Inspirations loves your music. He loves it, and he always asks about you. Yes, he's a good young man.
Good singer, too.
Oh, he is awesome. And that's the kind of thing, you know, you and I like to cook, you like to sing, and I showed up one night at your practice with Grab It and Go for your band and baby pizzas.
And believe me, it was grabbed and got.
It was grabbed and gone, yes, that's right. And I got to hear the whole group for the first time that night in their practice session, and they did a good job. The idea that, honestly, I don't know how long these boys have been playing, but I know they've done very, very well, and I'm so glad that they connected with you. And I think it's wonderful that you have brought them under your wing. And I hope that it'll be a success for all of you. Now, guys, we're going to be working on this chicken salad. We're going to feed Barry. And are you going to sing a little bit?
I might have to. I think that was the deal, wasn't it?
Y'all stay tuned, because we'll be right back, and we may hear a little tune from Barry Scott. We'll be right back now.
You know how everybody does their own chicken salad. Some people put grapes in it. Some people put apples in it. Some people put different things. I just have such a basic recipe, but it is so yummy. And the celery, some people don't like celery, but we do because it adds that little bit of a crunch. If you want to leave the celery out because you don't like it, then leave it out, because what is a recipe? Only a beginning. Now, we're at the beginning of that Heart of the Home. That was a very, very early Heart of the Home, and when you think about that, that was done 16 years ago. 16 years ago. It is absolutely crazy how time flies. Time absolutely flies. And yesterday, one of these jars of honey flew out of here. It is gone. But I still have honey, and Dawn has very, very little honey left. Out of all the honey that they captured, they have very, very little left. But I did a little bit of this honey last night. It's so good, it's so refreshing, and I do a recipe I'm going to be sharing as we approach the fall months in the progress, and it's how I do sweet potato souffle, and it has honey in it. The only problem is, as fast as the honey's disappearing this year, I hope I'm going to have enough honey to do it, because I hate to go to the store and buy the retail stuff. I'd rather use this good, old, local stuff. So start experimenting with honey in your cooking if you haven't done that. Hans Rufert, I was watching him last night when we did a Heart of the Home up in Blue Ridge, and he was talking about ginger and honey and how they're so good and so healthy for you. So don't forget, the honey crops are coming in. If you know somebody who's gathering honey, call them, get some honey from them, and start adding that little bit of honey to your diet every single day. Hans swears by it. And you know, y'all, he has been here. Everybody was dressing for his funeral 16 years ago. He's still here. It's like this 16 years has just flown by. Absolutely crazy. Speaking of somebody who has beaten and is still here, Jenna's going to be here on Monday. She's having infusions today. She's going to get stronger over the weekend, and she's going to be here on Monday. We're just going to sit down and recap, and we're going to go back to the early days when we were doing the community meals up in McCaysville, when we first started doing the Heart of the Homes, and we booked cabins up at Campbell Cove, and we brought in groups of people, and we were doing stuff. It's amazing how many years we have been doing this. And it honestly seems like yesterday. So we're going to go back now. We're going to do some more Barry Scott music. We're going to do a little bit more of the recipe. And we're going to share just a little bit more of what it was like 16 years ago to be in the kitchen. Gosh, it seems like yesterday.
My soul cries out, oh Lord, how long? Till my toiling's in and He calls me home. Since I got a glimpse of my home in the sky, nothing in this world keeps me satisfied. Is that the lights of home I see? Do I feel a breeze from the crystal sea? Is that the Lord standing high on heaven's balcony? If that's the lights of home, it's a welcome sight to me. It seems I hear the angels sing with harps of gold and 1,000 strings. Earth holds no joy when I hear her song. Sweet Beulah land, my Up there we'll live and part no more. Such splendor there, nothing can compare to what awaits me over there. Is that the lights of home I see? Do I feel a breeze from the crystal sea? Is that the Lord standing high on heaven's balcony? If that's the lights of home's a welcome sight to me. Is that the Lord standing high on heaven's balcony? If that's the lights of home, it's a welcome sight to me.
Hi folks, we're back, and Barry promised me he is going to assemble the chicken salad.
Yes,
this
I
was
am.
hard. Now the ingredients were, do you remember the ingredients?
Celery, chicken, pecans, and
relish,
this.
And we're going to add the
We're gonna-
craisins.
we're gonna add that in
the
there.
craisins. This is my favorite part of this recipe. You're going to add mayonnaise, and what brand does Cherie Martin always use?
Blue Plate.
You got that right, and I don't care what store I'm at,
The
I'll
best.
drive 5 miles to buy Blue Plate. Okay, Barry, go ahead and put some
Okay.
mayonnaise in, and I'm going to put our...
How much am I putting in here? Just
Honey, it's probably going to
'cause
take
this-
most of that mayonnaise for
okay.
this
So we're gonna
size.
like some big scoops here.
And you know, guys, we need to talk about my bowl. I love this bowl. This is a really old Salt Place pottery bowl that I just don't use it often, but man, it is so pretty. This is going to look good in that.
Just keep going here, huh?
Honey, just keep going.
Okay.
Just keep going. We're going to have to find somebody to test your theory. You said you can kiss better than you can cook.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Oh, no.
I know I can
Are we
make.
going to take applications?
I can make a mean cornflake cookie, though. I've been told.
Well,
so I
you're
can
going to be
cook-
back. You told me about those cornflake cookies that you make for your children all the time.
Mhm.
So
We're
gonna
about
have
to
you
the
come
bottom of
back.
the
Okay.
jar here.
Now you stir this. Use your muscles. I know you go to the gym and work out.
Okay.
You won't get to work out today because you'll be worn out.
Table
from-
muscle.
Yeah, you'll be worn out from stirring Blue Plate.
I'll try not to get none on you here.
Okay, try not to. Now we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. And I think the only ingredient about this you weren't crazy about was celery, but
Mama used to put it in dressing, like
yes,
when you
and
fix
I
dressing.
don't. See, I don't put it in dressing.
And I could eat it if it's hidden in something, but
Uh-huh.
I just don't like to eat celery by itself.
Right. Well,
it's not one of my
this
favorites.
adds a little bit of a crunch to this. And it's the kind of thing, honestly, it makes it go a little bit further. That's a huge bowl, and this was only 6 chicken breasts. So we've got a lot of food for 6 chicken breasts. And you know me, guys, I'm going to buy the chicken breast on sale, throw them in the freezer. Always, never go to your pantry and not have craisins. Never.
I need to add that to mine then.
Oh, man, they are awesome. I think we need to add the rest of these
Okay.
craisins.
That's looking good.
Honey, that is looking good. Now, some people put apples in theirs. I think my secretary does, and Mama Lucy does, but I don't. I just, I just like this recipe, and it must be tried and true because every time I cook it, it gets eaten down to
I don't
nothing.
think I've ever eaten anything that you've cooked, Cherie, that's not good. That's
Good,
when you,
thanks. I like cooking for large families, and I said that's the thing when you have a house full of kids. My biggest problem is toning it down and cooking for 1 or 2. That's not any fun.
So how we looking there? Is it
That's
coming?
looking great.
All right.
Now I'm going to get a little tray, and we are going to fix these on crackers to serve. And now, you didn't come to the house this year when the inspirations came, did you?
No, I heard about it. It did
Well,
not come.
we have a meal there for 60 people. And this year I expect to have you show up. And I don't expect you to show up to kiss anybody there. I want you to come and help us cook.
Show up to eat?
So, yeah, you can come and eat. and you can come and help us. But once a year we do that, and we started doing that at Harris Farm. And it's hard to believe that this house could feed 60 people, but we do it every year. And now in the new house, we kind of designed the new house to do that.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's beautiful.
I love
Plenty
it.
of
Now,
room.
we're gonna next week. I think we're gonna do a segment over there and let folks see the new house too. Although Harris Farm is my favorite, it's just the atmosphere here is wonderful. You know, the house was built in 1860.
Why you tell me that? That's interesting.
Yeah, 1860. It's been around longer than I have, Barry. It is. It's kind of the atmosphere here is really good, and been a lot of good food cooked in this kitchen, and a lot of hard work. The farm always had a lot of hard work, and you know this was before tractors, before John Deere. Although now we do have a brand new John Deere out in the barn.
Do you?
And, oh yeah, yeah. And what is that saying? The difference in men and boys is the price of their toys.
That's true.
Now, Barry Scott's toys would be amplifiers, guitars, what else?
My keyboard.
Keyboard.
That's my thing,
Keyboard.
my piano.
Speaking of, in Spartanburg, somebody told me you did a great thing of Go Rest High on That Mountain.
Yeah, Vince Gill's one of my heroes, and I love that song. And I did it some with Doyle, and they had that college up there is a Steinway endorsed college, and they had like 10 Steinway, so I got to kind of take my pick. And
oh wow!
So it was.
And you love that.
So that's what we had not actually planned to end with that song. We had actually run out of time, and I knew I had to play at least one piano song. So we ended with that, and it was
now,
really
are we going to tell
receptive.
people the truth that Barry Scott does not read music?
Well, that would not be telling. That wouldn't be
music?
telling a lie. No, I don't read music. I never have. I've sometimes I wish that I had taken it, or Mom and Dad had put me in set me up with a lady down the street that had given piano lessons when I was about 11 years old, and I had already could play a little bit then because my sister Brenda plays and she reads music, so she'd kind of taught me a little bit, but I still, I couldn't read any music. So I went and for, I guess about a month or so, and I just, I felt like I was not, I was disinterested in, I was more advanced than what, than what she was starting me back in the beginner books. I know that's where you have to start, but I was just disinterested, and so I just dropped out and never went back. And then, but no, I never did. I just played by ear. My sister went ahead and showed me, what she knew. But no, to this day, I still don't read music. I just, my God-given talent, I guess, and just play by ear.
I mean, it is. Honey, I can barely turn the radio on. So when I turn the radio on, I have a hard time finding a channel. So I could not do. Yeah. I could not do music. But I know enough to know that you are one of the best at your craft. You really are.
Thank you very much.
And I so appreciate you spending the time coming to visit with me. Now I want you to taste this chicken salad and tell me if you like it. Remember, this one doesn't have too much celery on it.
You're not going to feed me?
No, honey, you're going to feed yourself. I love you, but I'm not going to feed you. Well, Barry, good? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, very good.
Don't talk with your mouth full.
No, don't talk with your mouth full. Now, this was simple, something you can do, and you can make and take to the lake with the kids. Are you going to spend some time with the kids this summer? You're going to get to do that?
We actually went fishing a couple of days ago, and we're actually talking about going back today. So,
good, good. We're going to talk about the idea that your parents sing, too. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.
It's written in the Bible, Revelation tells it all. Each day another prophecy's revealed. There's rumor of war and earthquakes and sin on every hand. Don't wait too late to him your heart to give. When he comes down, it'll be too late. There's not much time, you better not wait. When the eastern sky begins to part, you won't be able to give him your heart. When he comes down, it'll be too late. The Bible says that no man knows the day or the hour, not even the angels in heaven know. And it also says that he will come just like a thief in the night. And if the good book says it, you can bet your soul it's so. When he comes down, it'll be too late. There's not much time, you better not wait. When the eastern sky begins to part, you won't be able to give him your heart. When he comes down, it'll be too late. Days, the signs are all around. Oh, Satan seeking whom he may devour. So my friend, if you don't know the Lord, the time is drawing nigh. You better make preparations, this could be the hour. When he comes down, it'll be too late. There's not much time, you better not wait. When the eastern sky begins to part, you won't be able to give him your heart. When he comes down, it'll be too late. When he comes down, it'll be too late. There's not much time, you better not wait. When the eastern sky begins to part, you won't be able to give him your heart. When he comes down, it'll be too late. When he comes down, it'll be too late. When he comes down, it will be too late.
Folks, we're back at Harris Farm. Joined, Barry Scott's still here, and I'm so glad.
Still here.
Now, I made chicken salad. You make music. Are you going to sing me a song?
Yeah, I actually wrote one here just for while we were. I got inspired while we were sitting
I'm so
here
glad. And it's about what now?
It's about chicken salad.
Is it? Well,
Yeah.
go ahead and sing it to me.
Almost heaven, chicken salad. Jasper, Georgia.
Now, that sounds pretty good, but I think, you know my favorite song. What is it?
It's got to be something by the Inspirations.
No, I think it's by Barry Scott, We Shall Inherit.
Yeah, you've got it on your ringtone, so I would say that's probably your favorite.
I do. I love it. Now, when you write songs, I know that you just wrote a song, standing at Walmart, literally.
Walgreens.
Walgreens, you did. That's right. You were standing at Walgreens and wrote a song, and it took you how long?
In the course of my 6-hour shift that I was there, I guess, because I was writing in between checking customers out. So it was kind of a funny story, actually.
And it's a great song.
Well, it's turned out to be a
So
song
we
that
have
everybody likes.
decided it is God-given talent. It is, because
Well,
you didn't
anything
just
that I
bring
do,
this up.
Well, no, I couldn't just do it on my own. So
That's
yeah,
right. That's right.
That's right.
That's right. And I'm a good cook because Maisel Kemp taught me to be a good cook. And I've learned from people that I was around. Now, have you learned from people in the music industry?
I've definitely learned from a lot of, Dole, definitely
Right.
include him in there with 9 years with him. And
Right.
then going back to the Southern Gospel days with singing with the Perrys and
Right.
played piano for Dixie Melody Boys and bass guitar for Gold City. So I've learned a lot in the last 20 years since high school.
And you've made an impact on your children because they sing.
It's in the bloodline.
It is.
It's
It
hard
is.
to, yeah,
It
it's
is.
the whole Scott family, my dad, my mom, both my sisters, that's all we've ever done since we were coming to this world, was
Right.
sing and play and with my mom and dad. And so, yeah, both my daughters both sing. My oldest daughter, Courtney, plays clarinet in the high school band. And Cassie, my 10-year-old, she amazes me with her vocal ability, just being able to hear harmony. At that age, I never could hear harmony till I was 16, 17 years old, and
Right.
she's been hearing it for.
And I know your daddy's proud of her.
Dad's pretty proud.
I know
Yeah,
he is.
I'm proud of
I know
him.
he is.
he's my hero. Vince is my musical hero, but my dad, if it wasn't for him, and I wouldn't be playing music at all. You know, he's the one that inspired me.
What is that song Daddy wrote about Renfro Valley?
My dad sings the song. He didn't write it, but there's a song called Renfro Valley. Take Me Back to Renfro Valley.
Yes. Isn't that in Kentucky?
It is in Kentucky. They have a barn up there.
Coming here to the farm takes you back. And I love to think about history and the past. And you know, things that were special that aren't special anymore, but Kentucky is one of those areas. It's still rural, and it's like Harris Farm. People still farm, and they have cattle, and they can. And they do things that people don't do anymore. And that's one thing I've really loved about Heart of the Home. We remind people how simple life used to be. And I'm simple. I'm a little simple-minded sometimes. And I don't do fancy foo-foo recipes. I just don't do that. I do simple things that everybody can do.
And everybody loves it, though.
And
it's
yeah,
easy.
and I said that's the thing. Usually, if I show up at church, folks are looking for what I've cooked, and that's a good feeling. It's kind of like your music. When you come out with something new, people really enjoy it.
We hope so. God wanted us to do. We talked about it and felt like that we needed to do the first one all gospel, and then we'll venture out into some other stuff later.
That's right. That's right.
But
and when you did, I mean, I was ashamed to tell you this. How long has We Shall Inherit been on the market?
Well, it's actually been. It was recorded back in. Let's see. It's 2002, I think.
And I never heard it till 6 months ago because I didn't listen to that type. I liked the Southern gospel, but not the bluegrass. So
it was on the Gaither video. That's where a lot of people had got to hear it on the Bluegrass Homecoming, which it's and it's still 28 on the singing news charts for the last. It's not went up or down, so it stayed at 28 for the last 3 months.
Well,
it's 28 for
people
July.
are listening, and I know we get requests at WLJA. People want to hear it, and it really is the kind of thing that you just the minute it starts playing, you know this is a good song, and I'm going to enjoy this.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you for doing that. Now you wrote the words and music to that.
Wrote the words and music, yes, and we recorded.
Even though you can't read music, you wrote that.
Just got the tune in my head, and so. Didn't actually pen it and write it down, but just put the music together in my head, and we recorded it with Dole.
Right. And what instruments do you play? I know you play piano, keyboard.
Piano is my first love. I've been playing it since I was about 9 years old, and bass guitar. My dad bought me my first bass when I was about 10. So that's kind of my two things with my band. I'm playing acoustic guitar, playing rhythm.
Okay.
And I did play some drums in high school in the high school band. So, but
I have to tell you a story. My son traveled with the Inspirations last year, and he'd been on the road with them several days, and I went up to Hiawassee to pick him up. And Nick, and you have to know Nick to understand this, he walked out and he said, Mom, he said, they've taught me to play the mandolin while I was on the road with him. I said, really? He said, yeah. And he said, and you can come back here and buy me one. And I said, I can. He said, yeah. And it's only $1,800, but it's worth $4,000. And I said, Nicholas, I said, now you've been playing for 3 days, but he today sits and plays that mandolin to your CDs.
Well, thank you for doing that. I appreciate it.
Impact, a good impact. And I love to walk in the door, and he's, what is that, Dig a Little Deeper, the other song that you wrote?
Dig a Little Deeper. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he plays that. So I've loved having you here.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having
we'll
us.
see each other again, and we'll be traveling
so.
some together, and we'll be doing really good gospel music. Take care now.
That was a fun Heart of the Home. That was so much fun, and I love Barry's music. And we ended the show then with him sitting on the porch in a rocking chair doing a song for us, and it was When the Eagle Flies. That's one of those songs that you know, all these musicians who've been on the road for many, many years, they can't wait to get home. They can't wait to get home to their families. And I have to laugh about that. I used Blue Plate forever because I grew up in a house where my poor granny used JFG that I hated. I used Blue Plate forever, but I will admit now, when Duke's mayonnaise is on sale, I buy Duke's, and I can't tell a dime's worth of difference in that and Blue Plate. But don't tell Mr. Blue Plate I said that. I absolutely cannot tell the difference, and I don't know why. I'm not sure. Maybe they found each other's recipes and commingled it or something. I don't know, but I bought Duke's, and it's just almost as good as Blue Plate. But get your recipes out, and this summer, bring your children into the kitchen. Share your recipes with your kids. One of the first recipes that I taught Barry to do was baby pizzas, and he said he's made them. His kids love them. They were so simple. Since that program, he has gotten married. He has 2 sons now, and living a good life up in North Carolina, still doing music, but not doing it full time. He was one of those that was a generation and then another generation and another generation of music talent that came out of Gilmer County, came out of Pickens County, came out of these beautiful mountains. And it's like Barry Abernathy, it's like James Jones, it's like, you know, those are the good folks in the music industry. They learned it from their family. It is a generational thing, and you can tell it when they hit the stage. They're just amazing. He was with Doyle Lawson for so many years, and because I wasn't a bluegrass fan, actually the Barker brothers are the reason I got into bluegrass music, and now I love it. I call it my happy music. And it is, bluegrass, you just don't hear a bunch of sad, moaning, whining songs. You hear just good stuff 99% of the time. So don't forget to support our local artists. If you see that one of them is going to be having a concert, get out there and buy their CDs. If you see that one of them is going to be doing a fundraiser to help their friends or neighbors, get out there and help support that. That's what these local mountains have produced. Some great music, some great talent, and everybody knows that Barry Abernathy has just excelled and gone everywhere. That man is amazing, absolutely amazing, and he's born and bred right here in Gilmer County, where that's what people did. They sat on their porch with their kinfolk, and they just picked, and they learned, and they watched, and they listened, and then all of a sudden there they were. Brett Cantrell the same way, and you're going to get to see some of Brett's music next week, because Tim has lots of footage of Brett now, and we're going to put some of that together for you next week. I love honoring these musicians who just love to do it because they love to do it. Kurt Wheeler is going to be back with us in the next week or so. He has written 2 more songs since the last time he was on here, and we said we got to get him in here now because y'all know what he does for a living. He's a school teacher, and school will be going back pretty soon, and he will be back in the classroom. He's an amazing talent. He's an amazing person. And I love, he just kept getting degree after degree after degree. Unlike me, when I got any degree, I was done. I was done. I didn't want to go back to school. But I love those people who follow that dream, and he did. And his students are a big part of why he accomplished so much, because he wanted to make a difference in the life of kids. That's what teachers do. I hope that you have something fun planned for the weekend. If you are looking for a puppy, on July the 22nd at our office in Ball Ground, there's going to be an Adopt a Pet that day. I'm not sure about the time yet. Evelyn's going to get me a flyer, so I'll tell you about it Monday. But do not shop Adopt. I know there are going to be several sets of puppies that will be looking for a home. And she is an animal rescue person. Her heart is in it. She loves it. She's rescued several. And she loves being able to share that love with other people. So she's kind of spearheading this and putting it together. It's going to be at our office in downtown Ball Ground on July the 28th. So if you are in the market for a puppy, come and see us. I'll give you all the details, and maybe we'll get some pictures of some of the puppies that we can share with you. I don't know what breeds are going to be there. I do know that there will be, I think, about 8 different varieties, so we'll see. But I will give you more details later, and I'll give you the time. Our office is right next door. When you get downtown Ball Ground and you start smelling the burger bus and you start smelling those great burgers coming off that grill, we're right next door to it, right by the little park that they have. They've just done a really great job in Ball Ground. If you haven't been to Ball Ground lately, please come and visit us this weekend and just walk the street. Start down at Dominic's and walk up there, go to the ice cream store, go out to Laura May's, visit all of our local businesses, and get to know this wonderful, this city is growing, but it's staying right in a walking area. Everything you want to do, you can walk to. You can park, you can walk, you can enjoy meals, you can enjoy a little bit of music, you can enjoy some great varieties of food. I said that's one of the things that kind of captivates folks down there. We have German cuisine, we have Cajun cuisine, we have Mexican cuisine, we have New York style pizza, we have it, whatever you're in the mood for. And then we have those basic burgers, and then we have those over the top burgers. So anything you're in the mood for, come down to Ball Ground and visit with us. I'd love to see you. Stop by our office, and I'm on duty on Fridays. So if you're in town on Friday, come by and I'll be there, and I look forward to seeing you. If you didn't get to see the fireworks at Blue Ridge, Tim's going to put together a big spectacular that we will share with y'all next week. If you have not seen the fireworks over the lake at Blue Ridge, it is absolutely fantastic, and thankful that he gathered all he did. It was absolutely beautiful. And as we leave today, Trace, can we maybe end with a little bit of that footage from Lake Blue Ridge? Because if you haven't been to Blue Ridge lately, it is absolutely captivating. It is beautiful. There are homes available. We have a home 1.1 miles from Lake Blue Ridge. It's going to be the brick house and a few acres, and then we're going to sell off the land next door to it. So we're going to split this property up. We've had it on the market for a while with all of it together, but we've decided that it might be best to split it up and let somebody build some houses over on the right side and keep the main structure and the big 4-car garage with a few acres. So if you're looking for property in Blue Ridge, 1.1 miles from Lake Blue Ridge, pick up the phone and call me. Now let's go to, this is footage that when they did this, the sky was absolutely beautiful. You will see a beautiful rainbow. You will see Lake Blue Ridge at its finest. And you will get to see a whole lot more of this when Tim gets it put together, because I bet you he's working on a fireworks special. And it'll probably include footage from Ball Ground and from Blue Ridge, because it's very different how we do things. In Ball Ground, we did it early. We did it 2 weeks early, but huge crowds, great fireworks show. It was amazing. And I hope that next year you'll come and see us in Ball Ground and come to Blue Ridge, because those are two towns that really excel. McKaysville has it the night before, so we try to not, there's no conflict. You know, everybody has it one night, so everybody gets to see it all. And then Jasper also has a great fireworks. That's what these towns do. They try to show up, show off, and invite you in to fall in love with the area. And if you haven't fallen in love with these mountains yet, just ride the back roads, and I can guarantee you, you will fall in love with these beautiful mountains. And I hope now we're going to take you to this little bit of footage from Blue Ridge.